In this video, I'm going to look at factorising. In the last video, we looked at expanding, so here we go with factorising. So if I have a question like 3a plus 3, to factorise means to take out the common factor and to put it into brackets. So we have two terms, so we're going to have two terms in the brackets. What thing is divisible into both? In this case, 3 goes into both, so we put the 3 outside the brackets. We divide 3a by what's outside the bracket, so 3a divided by 3 gives us a, so 3 times a gives us 3a, and then we divide this by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. So we can see that this works because if we multiply this back out, we get the original. 3 times a is 3a, 3 times 1 is 3. Something a little bit more complicated. 3a plus 6. Still, again, we can see that 3 goes into both. So we take the 3 outside, so 3 into that, leaves us with a. Now when we divide 6 by 3, we get 2. So a little bit more challenging, if I have 15a plus 12b. So in here, there's not one of the numbers. So we need to look at all the factors of 15 and all the factors of 12 to find the highest common factors. So the factors of 15 are 1 and 15 and 3 and 5. So I'm looking for the biggest number that occurs here, which is 3. Again, that was an accident. So I take 3 out. The pronumerals are different, so neither pronumeral is going to be a factor. So if I divide that by 3, 15 divided by 3 is 5, and the pronumeral a. So 3 times 5a gives me 15a. And then I divide this by 3. 3 goes into 12b. 3 goes into 12 4 times, with b left over. Now another one, if I have 9ab plus 12a. Again, we can see the factor is 3, because 3 goes into 9 and 3 goes into 12. We can also see that there's an a in both terms, so I can put an a here as well. So now when I divide this a, I divide it by 3a, because that's my common factor that I'm taking out of both. So 3a into here, 3 into 9 goes 3, the a's cancel, so I'm left with 3b. So if I multiply this back, 3a times 3b, 3 times 3 is 9ab, and that was what I started with. And then I do the same here. 3a into 12a, 3 into 12 goes 4, a into a cancels that out. So there's my answer, 3a outside of 3b plus 4. We can also have them where we have a negative, so if I have 2a plus 2 divided by minus 2 divided by minus 2 is 1, and that leaves me with a, so minus 2a times a is 2a, and then divide this by minus 2, be careful of that minus out the front, so this is going to be plus, divided by 4, 2, and minus 2 times a is minus 2a, minus 2 times plus 2 is minus 4. Okay, the only other one that I need to show you right now is if I have 4a squared minus 6a. Here we can see our factor is 2, our number is 2, but there's also an a, so I can take an a out. If I divide this by 2a, 2 into 4 gives me 2, a into a squared leaves me with an a. Because remember that a squared is the same as a times a. So if I divide that by a, I'm left with an a. So minus, so if I divide this by 2a, 6 divided by 2 is 3, a divided by a is 1, so there's my answer. Be very careful with that one. Alright, good luck with factorising.